here. Oh, well, that's 3 done, quarter of the way there. I am grateful for my body. Like, seriously. Round 4 is complete. Just in the bathroom, got a shower. Feels weird showering every 4 hours. Oh, I'm just so grateful for friends and family. It's so crazy all the support I'm already getting on this. It means a lot. Round 5 complete. Just one more and I'm halfway there. That's good to know. So this has been the hardest one to start yet, to be honest. It's raining. I just want to rest. Physically, that was the hardest one yet. But mentally, I'm fucking on a high right now. That is 8 of 12 complete. Just 4 more to go. I gotta say, I'm feeling more confident now than ever that I can actually do this. 11 of 12 complete. Since I took a pretty big break before that one, I'm gonna only have a short break here and then I'll be done.
Stretch. 200 meters. Running the last bit. All the way. Got the cones down there at the end.
We did it. We did it. And I really do mean we. It's like, your guys' support has been massive. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me with the wind here. But man, we just ended it with a nice epic nude swim. I lost my shorts.
Jumped in the water, lost his shorts, so now we're just doing it this way instead.
So yeah, just walking home with my shirt on, as pants. Just feeling so much joy and love right now. Like literally there's no pain in my body somehow. It's insane. But just want to thank you all for all your support, sharing everything, all the donations, everything. It's just beautiful. Again, sorry if you can't hear me because of the wind here. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Woo! We did it! Ow!
We fucking did it! Oh man, wow. Even though it's like a few days after that journey, it's still fresh looking back at some of those clips.
Absolutely, man. How are you feeling after that pretty crazy run?
Honestly, like much better than I thought I ever would have. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. My body made like kind of an instant recovery. It was like
After running for
yeah.
2 days straight.
Yeah, it was super strange. Actually, we already talked about this a little bit before, but I went to this like dance festival, after a day's rest. And I was able to like do everything I could always do, like, which is
Wow.
crazy.
That is insane.
I don't know. Yeah. And honestly, it's one of the biggest things I learned from this lesson is something about just the power of like the strength of my body, but not just mine, but like our bodies in general, like the human body and like the power of the mind even to like kind of heal your body in a way.
Hmm.
It's just crazy. Like, yeah, in a way, I feel like all the love and the gratitude and like the just sense of accomplishment from the challenge just really, I don't know, like as if it was like straight healed my body. Like the placebo is real.
Right. You could feel the love pouring from everyone back in Vernon and in Australia cheering you on, eh? It kind of kept you going.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, I don't know, maybe like just keep it moving after the challenge to not really allow my body to fully get stiff might have been a big part of my recovery. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good, which shocks me. Like I thought I
And
was going to be down and out for a week.
and do you know the final stats? Like it was what, like 78K ran over 2 days or?
Yeah, I mean, it would have worked out to just over 80 kilometers. Some of that was walked, and but at least over half of that was ran in 48 hours. Yeah,
Wow.
just under. I think it would have been in like 46 and a half or 47 hours.
Did you ever have a
Yeah.
feeling where you just wanted to give up or you felt like you couldn't do it anymore?
There was never a moment where I felt like I was going to give up, but there was for most of the challenge, there was this kind of underlying uncertainty on whether or not I could actually do it, like physically.
Mm-hmm.
I only would have given up if I felt I had a real injury, but I was at that point where I was like, is this a real injury? Am I going too far? You
Mm-hmm.
know, you watch if you followed the story, the probably my biggest obstacle was sore knees. And it was like my tendons too. And they just felt really, really tender, like super tender. Um, and and that really was kicking in at like run number 5. So I still had like 7 more to go and I'm
Right.
already starting to have like super tender knees. So I'd say from like pretty much from the beginning all the way until about after finishing the 7th run, I had no idea if I was actually going to finish it. But I found that after I got like 2 or 3 runs with the bad knees and realizing that it wasn't really getting much worse, like it couldn't really get worse than it was. Like
Right.
it was pretty bad to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And like, once I realized that I could still, walk slash run 6.5K in that amount of pain, then I knew I could finish it.
Right. No,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was talking with friends, and we always kind of said that we did. If there's anyone who could do it, it would be you. And I remember when seeing some of your Instagram stories with the ice packs on the knees, and I had little doubts, but I was aware of all the support you were getting, and just how powerful this whole thing was. So once I did kind of see that all shaping up, I didn't really. I kind of knew you were going to finish it, and it was pretty incredible to see. You bring a friend along on the last one too. I bet that was pretty special, eh?
Yeah, that was super special. And yeah, just what you mentioned there, like with all the support and of course with my friend coming and everyone's like messages. I mean, for the video we made, all the sharing, all of it was just so much. Like it was almost impossible for me to have a stream of negative thoughts when I was out there because almost instantly I would realize that I have so much support.
Right.
If I ask the question like, why am I doing this? The message was clear about why.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I was just feeling weak, then I had, you know, after every run, I had, several messages like, keep going, you got this. So many, like each and one of those gave me so much strength. I do believe I probably would have done it either way because
Mm-hmm.
I do crazy stuff, but I
Yeah.
think it made it so much easier.
Yeah. And
You
more
guys gave
powerful.
me so much strength. Yeah, and way more powerful. I'm just, like I said in the video I made after I finished, just just so overwhelmed with like, I think we both are, about how big this actually became. Like
Absolutely.
within, we didn't even start sharing anything until the day it started, you know, like we planned it 4 days before I started.
Yeah.
I only
There
thought of
wasn't much
doing it
planning at
like,
all.
yeah, I only thought of doing the run 3 weeks before I started. And then the day of, we share it. Within that single day, you know, it reached like 3,500 people at
Hmm.
least. Um, and was being shared by all of our high school friends and by so many people in the burning community and some people that I've met here in Australia. It's just been like overwhelming. And I
Yeah.
honestly could not have imagined it.
Right?
Newspaper article.
Two of them, man. Yeah, castanet, the whole 9 yards. It really was this project that a lot of people got behind, and like we've kind of already done it, but we do really want to thank just everyone who watched the video, shared it, showed a friend, especially donated to the cause. We appreciate all those things. And especially to those who reached out to us and let us know that the video affected them, or that our message with depression resonated well, or them themselves struggle with depression. All those messages we receive really reinforces why we did do this in the first place, and yeah, that is what it is all about. It really is even more than the donations. It's those messages that saying, "Hey, man, I'm suffering." Like that was really heartwarming what you had to say. Like when people kind of came up to us after that and told us that they were struggling with depression and they appreciated what we had to say and our courageousness, that melted my heart for sure. So yeah,
Yeah.
big thank you to everyone out there. And it really does drive home the power of community. It is so local. Like it feels like it's this online social media event, but when you look at where this is coming from, it really is just the local community bringing power to this. So thank you so much, everybody out there who was a part of this, and it really did become bigger than us. So that is awesome. We did even Zach. Yeah, you want something to add there?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to reiterate some of the things you said, and then we can go on to what you were talking about. But yeah, it was just really amazing, and I think it does reiterate how powerful it is to push your comfort zone in my way physically, but then in your way, how you did, you know, emotionally
Emotionally.
and
Hmm.
mentally, because that's what I think people resonated so deeply with, was that you had that strength to talk about these things so passionately and like emotionally in front of everyone, so soon after your dad's passing. It's just really beautiful, and that's why I believe it was so touching to everyone. So I just want to thank you, Jeff,
Thank you,
for
man.
that.
And I want to thank you because it isn't as easy talking about it with everybody. So you make it easy, my friend, for sure. Um, and I did want to show like the even the founder of this charity reached out to Zach, and this was pretty awesome. So Michael Landsberg from TSN actually sent a message, and we do want to read this out because this was pretty awesome. So this is from the founder of the Sick Not Weak charity that we decided to donate to, and I'll just read the message as Michael to Zach. Hey Zach, I was shocked, thrilled, touched, and blown away when someone told me what you have done. On so many levels, this is one of the loveliest gestures me and Sick Not Weak have ever received. First off, your fundraising will allow us to spread our message, which ultimately will change or save at least one person's life. We know this. Sharing mental health battles has huge value to those who still feel the shame and embarrassment that go with mental illnesses like depression. Sharing is what we do, but sharing takes money. You've helped with that. Secondly, just telling your story will empower others. When you said, "My best friend's father lost his battle to depression," you phrased those tragic words perfectly. It is so important for people to know that his illness killed him. His own part in it was a symptom of that illness. I'm so sorry for all those who were affected by Glenn's passing. Suicide leaves a trail of destruction like no other illness. So please know that you've done something really wonderful for us. Honestly, I can't begin to tell you how your kindness has touched us. Please tell your friend Justin that I said hi, and please let him know how sorry I am about the tragic loss of his dad. I'm always here if he or you want to talk. Thanks again. You rock. So Michael Landsberg is an advocate for mental health, and he's been doing it for a long time. So when you do receive a message from that, like that's pretty special, man. So awesome job, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we both received that, really. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Like, wow, it's just the best thing he could have done.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, to be honest. Like we were talking about, it's just like, has anyone else done something like this before?
Right.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, it almost doesn't feel like it, but luckily I think other people are. I hope anyways, yeah.
Definitely, but it reiterates how important it is to do it. Like I think obviously not happening enough. And even just not in a public way, but in just your conversations one-on-one with your friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We have this like strong aversion to talking about these things, and even just talking about like our own challenges and stuff like that. So it's very important.
Absolutely.
To keep the conversation going.
Mm-hmm. I do want to give a shout out to my dad, because I do feel like in a way we're hijacking off of his influence, because I think a lot of the message that was brought about was through his build-up of the community and his fans and kind of all the people that already listened to him. And so I want to give him a shout out for kind of getting this along and giving us such a broad, wide range of an audience. And we did raise 65,000 through Zach's run itself.
6,500.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Not that much. 6,500. And even after my dad's passing, a lot of people did donate directly to the Canadian Mental Health Association. So I believe in total, we've probably raised around 10 grand in my dad's name. So thank you to all those people who donated into the CMHA without even us having to ask. And thank you again to those who donated again to Zach. So a lot of money being tossed around. So it does really mean a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it helps for sure. It's big. Just on the same note of the charity, I set 3,000, to be honest, kind of arbitrarily. You know, I wanted something that, you know, looks attainable, so that it's like something that people can work towards.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but not too much, you know, and not too little. And, you know, it doubled it like before the challenge was even over. Which is just absolutely amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
I did actually raise it again. But you know, don't feel, if you've already donated, I'm, you know, so happy that you did, and so thankful. You don't feel like you need to again. But it's at 7,500 now, and it's going to close, on Friday in Pacific time, Pacific Standard Time. So after this is out, it'll probably be open for about 4 more days, and then it'll close, and just this whole event will be over. And it's just really amazing. And also, I also want to thank your dad too, because I feel his spirit was in this challenge big time. Everyone kind of may have different views on the afterlife and things like that, but even regardless of that, I felt during that run like Glenn's spirit, you know, whether it's him or not, it's just like, you know, it doesn't matter, but his energy helped me in that challenge. It was like, you know, I knew I was doing it for something powerful and meaningful. And if he was here, I knew he'd be really proud of both of us.
Absolutely, man. 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah. I also wanted to talk, we were kind of touching on the idea about how important it is to talk about mental health, and not just severe depression, and kind of changing people's conceptions about this being like a sickness and something that they can't help, and not, weak people, but also just more general mental health, because literally everyone goes through ups and downs. And I've been sharing my journey a lot on social media in the last few years, and I only show the positive parts because that's the only time I feel motivated to share. But me, just like anyone, also goes through lows. And yeah, like it's just natural. I think it's very natural to go through ups and downs. So I just want to like reiterate, no one's not going through ups and downs. No one. And one thing I was thinking a lot about for myself, how I personally deal with like these lows, is to actually, consider them as just natural paths of how my energy is changing. And that it's a phrase that has been coming to me a lot lately, is that low energy does not equal bad energy. It's like, it's okay if I don't have the energy to see people and talk to people and be, my best self. It's okay. It's like, it's normal, and it's not bad. It's just like a different energy level that I have at that time. And you have to like respect yourself and your own body, and allow it, and do the things that, give yourself love and comfort during those times. And then having said that, though, when you have high energy, I'm all for like, pushing yourself as hard as you can, pushing your comfort zone, really getting out there and taking advantage of that higher energy.
Dude, yeah. Very well said, man. I think that was kind of what I was trying to get in my first video is, yeah, it's totally okay being in the pits, being in the dumps. And I think we do have to kind of try to change the messaging around that. And it's weird to even think about that, because you don't want to admit that it's okay to feel bad. It's like you want your brain to try to work on something to make that better. But it's almost like exploring that shittiness is what makes it better, right? It's like just letting that shittiness and that suffering out. And that will kind of kick up the trough and hopefully go on to that high energy side. But sometimes it takes longer than others, right? So sometimes it'll take a week of low periods or even longer. So it is a battle. But I think that's absolutely right, for sure.
Yeah. And one thing that just made me think about too is how one important, really, really important factor I believe we all need is optimism. Like knowing that it can get better. It's easy to talk ourselves into kind of a state of nihilism about this whole state of the world, the planet, like even if you deeply care about it, you might look at it and just be like, oh, like there's so much wrong with it, and the way things are going, it just looks so terrible. And it can feel almost like a logical way of looking at the planet as like a bad thing, or like humanity, not the planet, but like humanity as just an overall negative thing. And
right.
There's no real meaning to this whole thing. And something that has really helped me, someone mentioned this line when I was doing my yoga teacher training in India, and it's just really stuck with me. And especially came up during this run. But he said, there's no meaning to life, but there's meaning in life. So it's kind of like accepting the fact that, maybe there is like no real higher purpose for humanity. Like, but like there is purpose and meaning in the fact that you're having an experience, like that you're living, that you're here and now, capable, maybe not in this moment, but you are capable of experiencing love and gratitude and positive feelings. And there doesn't need to be a higher meaning to life for you to find that deeper meaning within yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, it's so interesting to see, like, kind of what I've learned in meditation is that what's really interesting is that the more you actually kind of let go, the more you surrender to like just what is now, what is here and now in this present moment, the more you actually kind of drop into that positive state.
Right.
And it's almost like it's like a fundamental nature of reality is actually positive. And so I basically that's my argument against nihilism. And I think so much it's so important to have optimism, because otherwise you can just talk yourself deeper into the hole.
Yeah, I think nihilism is a pretty slippery slope, absolutely, and I would agree with that overall statement, man. And we found meaning in this challenge, so you can't tell me that that life has no meaning. I definitely won't believe it. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. You can create meaning in any shitty scenario on it. Yeah, it is just kind of what you put into it a little bit. But I think that is very well said, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think my final message too is one that we've been kind of egging on, and is just please keep this conversation going. I know both you and I plan to, and we hope others kind of join us as well and send us a message and just kind of keep the tables turning on what mental health is and how people deal with it. And I'm still learning, and we all really still are. So that's why it's good to share our experiences with it. It is extremely difficult because so many scenarios are different. I was super lucky. My dad was the most loving man in the entire world, and a lot of people who deal with this stuff don't have that. And there's abuse and addiction, and there can be some really tough situations that people are in, and even worse than mine, as sad as it is. So just keep talking out there. We aren't alone, and yeah, we all will get through this together. Absolutely, man. Just we'll keep on talking about it.
Definitely, 100%. I know we will. We've already talked about this a little bit, but we're going to plan on continuing these little chats because they're fun to do, and it's yeah, I'm
it's
really
meaningful.
excited about that. Yeah, it's meaningful, 100%. It's
Absolutely.
meaningful. Yeah, if anyone has any ideas on more specific avenues or things that we could discuss, we're more than open to it. But yeah.
Any final words there, Zach? Or
not really. Stay tuned. Who knows? There might be more challenges in the future. I just
I don't know, man. I think
realized,
knowing you, I think it's safe to say there will be.
Yeah. I guess that is kind of takes me into a final word too. It's just how powerful it is. We touched on this at the beginning, but people like seeing people really challenge themselves and push what even that person themselves thought was possible, because it does help everyone face littler challenges in their day. It gives them, there's like real energy that's shared in that exchange. When I do that thing, people will just take maybe 10% of that energy and be like, oh, like now I feel more motivated to go for my walks or whatever, like my daily walks or things like that. It just I received some messages like that, and it was just really powerful, and yeah, it means a lot to me, and has motivated me a lot to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm floating ideas around for future challenges, and who knows, maybe I'll do it on different charities or topics that need to be brought to the surface.
We'll have to get more people involved. All
yeah,
testing their physical strength, right?
Yeah, you want to take on the 4x4x48?
Maybe. I'm not saying, I'm not committing to anything, but I'll start training for next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. That's funny, actually. I was thinking, like, am I gonna have to do this every year? During it, at one point, it was one of the worst thoughts I had. I was like, oh, like I might have to do this again. Not even that I have to, but like that I might put
Right.
myself through this again,
Right.
like willingly, which
That's so funny.
it's like I'm scared of myself in that sense.
Yeah. Wow, man. Well, you
But
are an inspiration, dude. Absolutely. One more for you. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That was beautiful, man. Absolutely.
thanks, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate these chats, and I appreciate everyone that came on here. And please share it if you enjoyed this conversation. And please share it, because the more people that see it, the better.
Absolutely, dude. All right. Peace out, eh?
All right. Peace out.